expressed how beautiful whatever she saw was.
Good luck and have fun.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah, Jodie Foster. Yeah, that one with Jodie Foster. That was a good one. It's called Contact. Oh really? You should watch it sometime for a classic. If you like that stuff. I always like that stuff. It's alien movies. Always fascinating. Soleil Pool. Canyon, Chrono Boost, Pylon. He's going after me, so I always wall, so I don't have to even deal with a gateway or Zalot in the choke. He has another base somewhere, so we're gonna have to look around. Could be over here.
Hey, they're attacking our base. Base is under attack.
Get my cybernetics core, and then get our Nexus.
Base is under attack. Hey, they're attacking our base.
Got him.
Your forces are under attack.
There goes the hatchery.
Our army be scrapping. Hey, they're attacking our base. Base is under attack.
We're gonna try going with the stalker void ray just to hurt the queen. boxes.
Our army be scrapped. Your forces are under attack.
Look at Ravel.
They do the Harlem Shake.
Con los terroristas.
The minerals have up and gone. Your forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Our army be scrapping. Mineral field depleted. The minerals have up and gone. The minerals have up and gone. Mineral field depleted. Base is under attack. Hey! They're attacking our base! Our army be scrapped. Your forces are under attack. Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted. Our army be scrapping. Base is under Our army be scrapping. The minerals have up and gone. Hey! Your forces are under attack.
Supply block.
Your forces are under attack. Finished learning. Your forces are under attack. Research complete. Our army be scrapping.
We're gonna attack right now.
Research complete.
Supply block again. Alright, let's go.
Finished learning. They're out of here.
And that's all she wrote. But he didn't understand. Because I don't play standard. Also, I explain the build. Protons is my main race, so I'll have better explanations. This is my background is Protoss. So first we're making a pylon. Hey, what up CJ? What it do, pimpin'? What up, Debros? So with this one, pylon first, right? We're gonna go check out what race, what he is. All right, I put a pylon right here so I can make a cannon here so I can wall off this area from drones coming in too quick. Only problem is that cannon actually reaches the queen reaches the high ground, the low ground. So I need to put it a little back, but my intention was to wall off the cannon with that surface area of the minerals. But I find that that's no longer beneficial since the queen can reach it. We don't want that. We want cannons outside so it can't be reached, but we could just deny. How do you get it zoomed out? Use Shift Z. So Shift Z is how you zoom super out, and then Control Z, you can go through smaller portions, or you can use Delete and Insert and Home. But for super view out, use Shift Z. So like if you're casting a replay, the best mode to cast a replay, if you're casting a replay, is Control Z. So Control Z is not too far up. It's castable range. If you're just like not doing Control Z and you're casting like normal, That's not the same perspective visually for a viewer that's used to casting. So casting, you always want to go Control Z and set it up. You know, that's the casting setup. I like to explain my builds, so by going Shift Z, I'm explaining it instead of casting it, because I'm trying to like show you guys the overall areas that are going on. So that's why I do Shift Z. But if I'm casting, it's always Control Z. Just FYI for
You
this.
have my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
So, all right. So we make a pylon, right? Hey, thank you so much, Games Hoppy guy, Hope guy, Games Hope guy. Much love. So we make a pylon. We know it's not a hatch first, right? So already right off the bat, you know, right off the bat, as a Protoss player, not seeing a hatchery first, that's already a sign of a pool. So that means either there's a pool up there or there's a proxy either somewhere in the map. It could be in your base, it could be at your third, it could be at a hidden corner base. It's gonna be somewhere, or it's gonna be here after the queen, after the lanes come out. After the lanes come out, then the hatchery is gonna be here if it's not somewhere else. But you don't know that, so you just gotta be cautious. If you don't see anything here, there's possibilities. You gotta knock each possibility out. You know, you're like, at this point, you got, how would I say, you got like you got a couple squares, right? And you're like, and you're pretty much just like in your head, you're like, okay, he has no hatchery. Scout for the pool, check. Check for your base to see if he's doing any proxies at your base. Check. Check if it's at the third or the corners. Checked. So those are the three main checks that I kind of have for this part right here. Check if he's going for, you know, what timing is his pool? Is it early pool or is it late pool? Is there a hatchery in my base? Is there a hatchery at the third or in the corners? So you got to make sure all of these are checked. Very important. So I'm going over there to check. And when I go up there, usually two things happen. When you're up there, the lings are already coming down your way. So if you're already going up there and there's the pool should already be up. You should already see that beautiful green luscious pool, you know, and you're tempted to jump in. So that's usually the case, right? This one's not. This one, the hatchery's not up. What does that mean? That means he's either taking a hidden base or he's being very greedy on the drones. He's getting all the drones he can get. So drone, and then get an overlord and then go for a pool. So that's what this is. Just maximum dronage and then go for a pool. Because he's going for those extra drones, it allows me to go for cannons. You know, so there is a difference. A lot of people in the lower levels don't understand the difference between a pool first and a pool first, if you know what I mean. Because there's 13 pool, 12 pool, 14 pool. It's like, what's the difference? I don't know. I don't even have builds to even know what the difference is, you know, in a sense. But in this play, I do. And so this one right here, if it becomes just a hatchery block, if it's a early pool, because normally they want to get a hatchery. And if not, they're going to go over here, and then I cannon rush this area, right? So if it's that, but if it's an early pool, a late pool like this, look what happens. I go down here, and the pool's still not done, and I make a cannon, another cannon. I go up here to see if there's any drones coming down, because you want to see if he's reacting or not. So you're coming over here just to see. You don't want to go all the way in, because if you go in, all of a sudden the drones are already here. You meet them halfway, you get caught. All of a sudden you get killed because you go in too deep and the drones are already going down there. You're like, oh shit, you know. So you go in just a little bit, little peek, just to see if there's a trail coming, and you pull back just to see if you really need to put a gateway or if you can get a cannon. So in this play, I got a cannon. I go again, peek real quick. Okay, I don't see any drones yet. No reaction. Okay, what do? I check. I'm checking for the hidden base over here. There's nothing here. And I saw the lings. They're coming out. They're coming in with a vengeance. Now in this situation, there's no drone yet, at least that I know. I haven't seen a drone, so I have to look for the drone. There's no drone here, there's no hatch here, so that already eliminates them going for a hatch at the proxy here. But there goes the hatch right there. So it's somewhere. It's hard to find out where, but always expect it somewhere in the map. And I always have to find it by the time I get my void raids. I have to find it. I have to know where that's at by the time my void raids come out. It's part of my structure. So here he comes with the lings. And I already make a zealot, chrono boost it, and get a cannon and a pylon. The chrono boost is just so that he doesn't wrap around the gateway and then all of a sudden my zealot comes to the inside of the map. You know, you don't want my zealot popping inside because he's walling this off with lings. So you don't want that. So you want to chrono boost that puppy so you get out before they go in and start hugging. And before they have that chance to maybe have a chance to block it out. Not that it's going to be a big thing because you get the cannon, but it's just to keep the pylons from getting taken out. But it has a follow-up though. In these weird plays, we have ourselves a hatchery, right? And because it's a proxy hatch, I have to find it. You see how I'm looking for it? I'm like, where is it? Well, I'm still doing my same thing. I'm still doing my gases, getting my cybernetics core in a second, switching up to my next transition. I already have my gateway, so I don't have to worry about getting a gateway as a cannon rusher. And then I'm looking around. And then I even check right here with this probe to see if there's a proxy. So this probe right here is checking if there's any creep spread anywhere here. Because if there was a proxy hatch, you probably would already start seeing creep right here, which would let you know, start getting some stalkers, some battery shields, something after the cybernetics core comes up. Because he's coming in hard from the front. Now here he was nibbling at me. So I was like, shoot, this cannon's reaching. Let me make some further out cannons so that, you know, the lings, I'm just keeping them from making a hatchery. I don't know if he has a hatchery out there. I expect that he has one, but I'm always keeping him from getting a comfortable hatchery. I go the probe right here. I go, see, they usually don't expect you to be focused on all the micros. So in this place right here, the queen's all protected. She got beat. I'm pushing the cannons down here. The queen comes out. The probe goes around. And I know the queen's getting shot because I'm focus firing on it. And the probe needs to come over and block the queen from running back because of the micro. So I come over here. The queen's back. The probe got blocked. That queen tried to walk around. He died. Very important that you kill these queens. Queens are always, like, they're the ones that make it worse for you in the game, you know, in regards to like trying to hurt them in the early game. So queen snipes, always important. So now that we see the hatchery here, we're going for a stalker, we're going for our void raids, and like I said, this little battle right here, this is just to whittle down the queen again. Remember, it's all about taking out the queens. So right here I take out the overlord just to take it out because I might as well take it out now and have it not hanging around, even though I created you know, I eliminated the element of surprise. But the element of surprise is not really a big visual right here because the Zerg doesn't understand what the element of surprise is. In this particular case, the queens are the problem. So he doesn't understand that the queens are the problem. So little by little I'm slowly killing the queens, or I'm hurting them, and that's so that I can deal with the void raid queen. So I go over here with the zealots, keep nibbling. As right here, it's not about losing the stalker and killing roaches. It's about slowing down that damage, you know. So I'm hitting them as much as I can, and there goes my void raid. Void raid comes in to get the job done, get that queen. And so now you got another queen. Okay, so now the queen's over here. This one's done. This is defended really well, so we want to move up somewhere else. We want to go to the high ground because we have phoenixes, and phoenixes we could pick up queens so they don't get to run into their spore family. We can get them picked up and then kill them. So we divide and conquer. He's spored up here. Now he has a spore up here. And we pick up the queens, of course. Like I said, we get the Phoenix to pick up the queens because the Void Raids can't do that good of a job just dealing with them. They got transfuse, you know, so there goes the transfuse. And then we're killing the queens again. And here comes the Phoenix. I mean the Hydras. So the Hydras are coming out now, and the Hydras coming out early is still, it's pretty good choice, but it's still gas heavy. So it's one of those things that help me keep them from getting too macro intensive, because they have to like get these army compositions a little earlier than usual. They would like to get drone, and then later on down the road get Hydras, you know, when they got their stuff ready. They don't want to usually get Hydras early on and sacrifice their drones, but they're not put in a position where they're comfortable, so they end up getting their Hydras to counter the Void Raids, and then I go for Oracles to counter the Hydras. But then I got supply blocked a good amount of times in this game. That's what really hurt me for sure. So on this side, I could have saved this. I had enough time to come in, recall, kill these Hydras, or at least chase them away. But that's not what I'm after. That's not the game plan. The game plan is he's already at my base, right? We see him, he's at our base. We know he's there. So because he's over there, that means he's not at his base. And if he's not at his base, I could recall back to my base. So I still have a little leverage. I don't have to fly all the way over there and try to get there, and then all of a sudden everything's dead by the time I get there. So because of that, I have a little bit of time to actually hit him when it hurts. So I come in, I find an opening, and once I find that opening, I go straight for it. So here he's nibbling, trying to get inside, and then he comes over here, oh shit, my layer tech. You know, he tries to get the spores up, it's already too late, and the layer tech. Now he's got to make another, you know, layer from there, because he can't get upgrades without layer. So sometimes if you take out the layer tech, you not only slow down the upgrades, of course, but the upgrades are slowed down. Like you can't get to 2, 3, 3 without, you know, getting those techs. So you gotta like keep getting your tech up. So the other thing is you're slowing down the infestors and the vipers. So a lot of players are very comfortable in the higher levels with infestors and vipers. So you try to slow them down so that they don't get those vipers and infestors, or they can't get as much. And then you always have ways to like wiggle a little bit, because of it's a low resource battles. At least you try to keep it that way. You try to keep them from getting just macro saturations. So here I go, I kill that, right? And automatically I know that the drones are gonna mine and go back down here. Now a lot of players don't realize, you know, how some players play and tactics. So when he thinks that everything's normal, he's just gonna go over here. He doesn't realize that I'm gonna just hold position right here and just start whittling down as many as I can. And he could pull, but if he's focused over here, he can't pull. So here I nibbled on as many drones as I could, right? And now that I nibbled on them, I'm ready to go and kind of trade. Not the best trade, but you know, it got the job done. That's what the Oracles do. Oracles do a really good job taking out the Hydras. We already got Zealot potential follow-up. So that's, you know, keep getting our Oracles to counter the Hydras, because he's going Hydras. Now in this stage, as Zerg, because I killed the layer tech, it's going to take a while to go to Hive. I mean, it's going to take a while to get a Hive. It's also going to take a while to get a Spire. And if you go to Spire after going Hydras in this low resources, it's not going to be that many mutas. And so it gives you that balance. It kind of helps you not worry about too many weird, just massive swarms. So now we're going charge lots to counter the Hydras, and then the Oracles counter the Hydras, and the Zealots also counter the Lings. The only thing he could do is Bailings. So Bailings are really good to counter the charge lots. The only problem is you need gas, and so if you don't have gas as a Zerg because it gets scrappy and you spend your money on certain other things, the Zealots are going to be kind of like a problem. So here you're spending this gas on Hydras, where Hydra, it should be kind of like a Hydra bailing, but the gas is not easily affordable. So that's how I kind of like slowly break a player down. Sometimes I slow down their growth, and I make it weird. Like they don't have much gas. They don't, not the gas that they're used to. Maybe one building is dead that they're not used to, and or the composition that they're playing against is not used to it. So right here, basically what we do here is we go in with the Zealots and in the Oracles, and when the Oracles and the Hydras, when the Hydras back off and go over to the other side, usually what I do is I get the Zealots and then attack this with the Zealots, and then I keep the Oracles right here at the choke. So that means the Hydras can't go forward to kill the charge lots, and the charge lots are just murdering everything. And so it's like you're forcing them to come to you, and if they don't come to you, you're forcing them to watch their base die. You know? And then you set up. So that's... But he died, so I went in and killed everything else.